Hey everyone. Hi Virgo. Happy February. Happy February. Okay. Those new to the channel, welcome. My name's Raaji. Those returning, hi. Now, Virgo. Before we begin, I just want to say this is actually this channel's 2-year anniversary. So I just wanted to thank everyone for being here. And it's really fascinating that it's now this situation is existing 365 days times 2. So let's see what you got for cards. Yes. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Just a second, please. Well, your inner child's a little spitfire, you know. Really, it is. And there's actually something really sweet going on emotionally, right? I heard the man in the mountain. There's something about ancient architecture also. Your present self wants you to hold on. Well, your present self wants you to listen. I guess what this is saying is that we tend to hear things differently, right? Because hearing and listening, I feel like, are a little bit different, right? And when we close our eyes, then we can feel the sound a lot more, right? So maybe there's something about that. Like before, say you're feeling a kind of way, because I sense that the majority of the time, you're actually, this is pretty positive. You know, you do have some lower numbers. There's 2 4s, a 2, and 2 pages. We also have death at the bottom. But this is, that has to do with your future. And about you clarifying something about bravery, okay? Like in yourself, there's something that you have to come up against in the future, but it's like a conversation with, I heard that, like, well, you have to have a conversation with your ego, but initially I heard like conversation with divine, if you will, or the divine, or God, something like this. You have to have a conversation because I sense maybe, I mean, there's 2 4s here. It could have something to do with April. I mean, that's the beginning of the zodiac year, but there's something where then the definition of you changes completely. It's fascinating. And you're ready for it too, which is awesome. I mean, you're ruled by Mercury, so, but you see this, it's not, it almost seems playful to me. Like they're kind of doing a dance, you know? But where you have to study before you can do, it's not just like a ghetto you know, like booty shaking dance or anything. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I like that. It's fun to just move your body like independently, but this is a sort of dance where there's structure to it. There's moves, there's dance moves. You have to remember things, right? You have to, and it's not a dance you do by yourself. It's a dance you have to do with another person, with your partner, with a partner, right? No need to fear there. And those of you who have a partner, or whether you do or don't, it's about, well, for some of you in the future, and I can't believe this is going here. It's so funny. Lately, there's been a lot of lovey things. Not that I'm anti-love. These readings obviously are a love reading, a relationship reading, but my intention always, of course, is it depends how you view it, right? It's all your mentality. Point of the story, I don't have to explain this to you. In the future, some of you may actually meet someone that that you would consider a partner, but I don't know where that would go. And for those of you involved, I see that there will be something new about your relationship and the definition of that. Like, because of this page too, you know, for some of you also, you could kind of have it out with someone. I mean, these could be two kids. But even still, it's, there could be a kind of argument in the future, like where you have to have kind of a tough conversation, because there's some sort of correction that needs to be made. But your strength right now is to not be concerned about whatever all that is in the future. It's about you figuring out your dance move, like you memorizing the dance steps to what it is that, so you're prepared for something later, right? And the thing is it's not a battle. If this isn't like a dance off, this is, although these two folks are ready for it. So I guess if you do have to have a difficult conversation, or because, remember not to fight about it. There's 2 pages here, so it's very young, inquisitive energy, which is good. That means that there's a place for learning here. And I sense whoever this is, and whatever it is that's going on, does relate to other people that you've known for a long time, right? For an extended period of time. For a lot of you, it could be your children, but it's also people that you would consider family, right? I think that friendship and love are also, like, love still seems a little fantastical to you in some sort of way. Like maybe you're thinking about, for those of you who were here last time, where there was a message about you thinking that, what was it, romanticism was illogical, right? Something like this, like you have to analyze all the things. And if you analyze emotions, what happens? It takes the emotion out of it. You just stay in your head. But the cool thing is you're really feeling something out here from and your inner child is really suggesting, I love this card, is to just move forward with bravery, because you've gained another level to something. Okay? Like you've reached your inner child has reached some sort of initiation stage, particularly within the fire realm. So that means you're gaining more, well, spunk about something towards the future. But also understanding that if you're going to extend action, you have to check in with yourself first emotionally. And, oh, that's right. It came up again. Good. So there was something about, maybe this goes back to that conversation also, or you feel like if there is a kind of argument, because again, these are two kids, but then death is here, and the Two of Cups, and the Four of Swords is a mature card, right? So I guess you have to check in. Your inner child is suggesting that you check in. Like, say there's something that you want to say to your boss, to your coworker, to your kid, to your parents, to your lover, whatever, about something that you're that you've been thinking about, and that it affects you emotionally. You know, it affects your thought process, right? There's just, and the thing is this isn't anything major. This is, they're fours. They're just, you know, these are things that maybe come up like, you know, it's been driving me nuts that you do this, but you have to figure out how to say it depending on who you're talking to. Okay. And what the inner child suggests is that before you have a conversation with anyone, okay, although right now this is your strength, this Four of Swords. So you have the strength to be patient, right? But because these Three of Swords are together here, and you can't even really see this fourth one, you have to be really grounded in why it is you're about to say what you're saying. And again, or to finish, the inner child is suggesting to say whatever it is that you want to say to whomever that may be, to yourself, with your eyes closed. How does it sound? Right? The inflection of your voice, the tone of it, the words that you chose. Where does it really feel in your body also? Right? That's important. And of course, you could take, like, say you were frustrated or disappointed by what your coworker, lover, mate, friend, whatever said to you, right, at some point, or I sense that it's a verbal thing. Then say it back to yourself with your eyes closed. You know, something about this to understand. And then when you do, what happens is you divide something by 2. You deduce it by half. And so whatever it is that was kind of funky and like imbalanced becomes whole again. It evens out, right? And what did we say last time? Evening the odds, right? In the future, even. You even it out. Now, your ego, you have this new moon. Depending on who you are and how you're set up as a human being and where you live upon this earth, because it emits all kinds of energy depending where you are, right? Some new moons are heavier emotionally for other people. Because also this inner child is like above this, right? It shows me that you do have to feel something out in your emotions so that you don't fall in this in the future. You know what I mean? Or it's not to say that anything negative is going to happen. I mean, life, right? It's a perception. But it's about... This reminds me of that poem about the hole in the sidewalk, right? And each of us have this hole in the sidewalk that sometimes there's multiple holes in the sidewalk, okay? But it's about knowing, do you want to walk down that road? Can you feel it out before you even get close to this, right? Because ego can be healthy. You know, it can drive us towards the future and to be excited, right? It has like kind of a fiery sort of energy. But this one kind of sucks you in. maybe the new moon that's also coming. This is a few days before the full moon, but there's a new moon the beginning of February. So maybe that's something that between now and then you think about what it is that you really want to say. Okay? Because I think for some of you, there's something you really want to say to someone, like, but if you just come out and say it, there could be like kind of like a battle, and you could hurt somebody's feelings. Okay? You should also be, you should be cautious of people that are sensitive right now, or particularly emotional. Okay? And then I went back to this, how some people, you know, once you get to know your friends and things, especially if you like hang out with them on the regular, or these are people that you live with, whatever, you know, you get to know everyone runs on their own cycle. You know, some people are really, get real crazy around the full moon. You know, some people don't, some people because of Lilith and things. Wow, powerful. It has to do more with the new moon, but then of course it's all about, but it is in relation to the moon. So I guess in some way you need to connect yourself to that. This card also just showed up. Okay. I was wondering what the page was like, wanted to talk about, or was trying to say, or was thinking about, and you ended up with the 10 of Cups here. Okay. This is a maypole, right? So yeah, maybe for some of you, you really shouldn't, whatever this kind of I guess there is this interesting that this reading is so forward. I mean, I actually see for most of you, you should kind of wait like at least a month. For some of you, you have to wait until April. But if you take the time to be patient about whatever it is that's going on, it's not about being silent. It's about trying to figure out how you feel, and then how other people feel, and how those things go together. Okay? Because now you ended up with more cups than you do swords, which is positive for you. Okay? This may is celebratory too. You know, this is like when everyone gets together and, you know, and just joyous and jovial for the emotions that they made. You go from 6 to 10 also, which means for some of you it's a month, but I sense for a lot of you it's now until April. You're sorting out this 4 of Cups. And in the traditional, I guess that would be like, you know, it could represent where you don't know what to pick, or what, if something's good enough, or kind of like an apathy. But I don't see it like this. I see it between your friendships and your love and friendship. Like, what does that mean? How do you spend your time sociably? Like Gemini, right? The other sign that rules, that's involved with Mercury. And then how do you connect to lighthearted stuff? And how do you connect? That's what it is. Between now and April is how do you connect to the sort of surface, lighthearted, emotional connectivity with people, and how do you deal with the deeper depths of that? And how do you function and fluctuate between them? Like, do you have good control over that? Or do you let that flow naturally? Or do you feel like you have to control that? There's something about this, okay? I split the deck and you ended up with the Hierophant and the 8 of Pentacles. So now an adult showed up, right? This is the daddy. This is, I mean, Emperor's daddy, but like this is still a father, right? And a husband, potentially, or at very least a person that is spiritually inclined and has enough experience to be able to give appropriate advice about things, right? They know that they are protected by and loved by God, and try to do the best that they can. I see that it's very important to be peaceful in how you be really aware. Actually, this is interesting, and this has to do with work too. Oh, the owl's hooting. Be really aware of how you say hello to people that you see. Like, I guess here's a little test, Virgo. I don't give everyone all my little secrets, but I'll give you a little nugget. Try for, even if it's just for a day, but you have to go out of the house, okay? Try to see everyone and talk to everyone and greet everyone as if it was God right in front of you. And it's not about bowing down and like getting on your knees and praising them. It's just about just respect them as if they pretend they're like God. It's interesting. It's really, you know, and I know maybe that's a faux pas to maybe some religions, but I think it's really beautiful. You definitely don't get pissed at people or disappointed or have expectation. All those kinds of things just I mean, I kind of gave it away, but I guess however you function with it, you'll find out if you even try the exercise. Anyway, it's pretty lighthearted. I dig it. I know I said a month to maybe April. This is February. I see at least for February. Just observe. Okay? Like, feel things out. But that Page of Wands also is like, be creative. Right? Be creative. The page, and in the future, that Page of Swords has wonderful ideas. You know? They can take those ideas, the things that you maybe have been ruminating about, or, you know, maybe fantasizing about in a way. And then in the future, again, if you practice your dance steps, then I guess I heard you'll win the contest, right? Right. I know I made a serious face there. Don't worry about it. I always make a serious face. I'm Armenian. All right. I love you. Happy February. And anyone who's still here, how blessed I feel to be of service to you. Thank you for just being so receptive and intelligent and creative and curious and inspiring. And all the support that you give. Yeah, there aren't words, you know. Love you. Peace.